What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Buchanan Motorsports. Today we're going to go over a little bit about our tow rig, what she is, what she does for us, how we like to use her. Like I said, this is our tow rig. This is a 2020 Ford F-350 single rear wheel, long wheelbase, four-wheel drive with the Powerstroke 6.7 diesel. That diesel has 475 horsepower, 1,050 foot-pounds of torque, and gets the job done pretty well. Really don't have a whole lot of complaints with it. It's got more than enough power for your average person to pull just about anything you need up and down the highway at ease. We have done a couple things to it. First and foremost, tires. We had to get rid of the stock tires. Right now, I'm running the Nitto Ridge Grappler, and that is a 295 65 20. These are the factory rims. I didn't want to go too big because I still want to try to get a little bit of fuel mileage out of it. I am contemplating going with the a 37-inch tire. The reason I'm, I guess, a little hesitant is actually behind me. I'll show you that in a little bit, but it really has to do with my rail height and getting under the tongue of my fifth wheel and making sure there's enough clearance so that I don't damage my rail on the truck. But again, I've gone with several different sets. I've had a couple sets of the Ridge Grapplers, now a set of the Recon Grapplers. These tires are just about gone, so I'm kind of on the fence of whether we're going to make the move to a 37 and try to get away with it for towing purposes. But again, long wheelbase, that's another thing that a lot of the guys on the road don't really do. A lot of them you'll see towing with short wheelbases. I'm a long wheelbase guy. I've had 4 Super Duties at this point. 2 long wheelbase, 2 short wheelbase, and I don't know that I will ever buy another short wheelbase again. Basically, if you were to put a toolbox in this, you've now made a long wheelbase a short wheelbase. So if you started with a short wheelbase, put a toolbox in it, now you got an even shorter bed, and it's just, to me, it's just not worth it. I want to try to use every bit of capability I can out of this truck. The long wheelbase does it for me. It's a little bit harder to park. Once you get used to it, it's not an issue. It's just an overall bigger truck, but we like it. The second thing we did to this thing was put a, see if I can bring you in here, put a Retrax hard metal bed cover on it. As you can see, it seals up pretty well. It looks good. Not only do I like it to function, but I like things to look good. There's that reason for the questionable 37s right there in the background. We're at the beautiful Lake Livingston State Park right now. Thought I'd throw out a quick video, kind of give you an idea of what we use to tow with. But anyway, back to the bed cover. That's, like I said, that's a Retrax bed cover. This particular one only came in a metal style. It is a non-motorized, but I believe the short wheelbase, you can get that in a like a polycarbonate. I had one of these on the F-150, 2016 F-150, and I had the polycarbonate one. It worked out just fine. I really had no issues out of it. I had it for 4 years, I believe, and still functioned really well. This is a pop-up style, so there's your latch right there. So, sorry, again, we're on kind of a little trip, so everything's a little dirty, but you can see it rolls up out of the way. You can lock it anywhere in between and go about your business. All right, the next piece of the puzzle for our tow rig is the Husky 26 kW puck style fifth wheel, and this is a 26,000 pound fifth wheel. Pretty much, you know, there's not a whole lot of crazy features with it other than it, you know, it does the job for what we need. Pulling this 40, almost 41 foot fifth wheel. Never had a problem out of it. It's always worked as described and as expected. No issues whatsoever. But that's, again, the 26 kW Husky Tow Products fifth wheel. All right, guys, the next thing on our list is the Bilstein 5100 series shock absorbers. We got those in all 4 corners. We did that just as a replacement over the stock shocks. they've been pretty good. Don't really have any complaints with them. You know, there's better stuff out there. I'm not getting paid by anybody to endorse their products, but I'm gonna tell you what I've been using and what's been working for me. So I don't have anybody backing me, sending me products to review or try out. These are just stuff that I bought on my own based on my own research, and just thought I'd share it with you guys. All right, the next item on our list for our 2020 tow rig is the Firestone 5000 airbags. These were added to the truck immediately after getting it, just for the added security and the take out a little bit of the sag, I guess, in the rear end with a heavy pin weight for the fifth wheel. I believe our pin weight is 2,600 to 2,700 pounds. Sits directly over the axles, akin on the fifth wheel hitch, and it doesn't sag bad. Honestly, the truck takes it really well, but these airbags really do give you a little bit extra security and firm the rear end back up a little bit, take a little bit of the mush out of it when you're going down the road, which I am not a big fan of a real squishy suspension when I'm towing real heavy. I like to have the security of having the right components. To go along with our Firestone 5000 airbags, we went with a airlift wireless air compressor setup that is mounted right there in the fender well. Went with a location that was kind of up out of the way. It's been there for going on 5 years. I bought this truck brand new, installed all this stuff shortly after. The system works great, being mixed matched with the Firestone and airlift. I wanted the airlift compressor setup based on simplicity of install and the need to not have to run airlines and all that good stuff into the cab, find a place to mount a gauge and a switch panel, all that kind of good stuff. So basically with the airlift wireless compressor, has power running from your batteries to the actual compressor, and then you have an air line that goes from the compressor to the airbag setup, whatever you use. To control that, we can either use an app on our iPhone or a wireless remote that I'll show you inside the cab here in just a minute. We can dial in the air pressure for whatever we like. There's 3 presets. We have basically a empty setting, which is gonna make you run a minimum of 5 PSI on the bags at all times. And then I have it set for around 60 PSI on my setting 3. That would be for running my trailer. That seems to be about right, where it's not too rigid and it's not too soft. Truck rides real good right there. And then my setting 2 is about 20 pounds, and I use that for if I'm hauling a pretty good load on my 16-foot lowboy or my small enclosed trailer. It seems to work really good there, not beat any of those trailers up too bad or whatever's in them. So I'll show you here in just a second. I'll crawl under there, kind of show you exactly how I mounted that. Again, it's right there in the fender well. This is the passenger side right behind the cab, ahead of the rear wheel. Stick with me just a second and we'll show you exactly how we got that going on. All right, guys, this is the airlift wireless air compressor setup. See if you can get that. Maybe right there. Again, this is looking from the front of the truck towards the rear. There's the rear axle. There is the power coming in. Air lines going to the bags. I use the factory bracket. Sorry, see if I can get you a good shot of that there. And I use the pinch weld and just of the bed and put a couple holes there and did it that way. These are not for the air compressor. That is for later on down the line. I end up putting another air compressor on this truck for a whole separate setup for the train horns, which are mounted. Let's see if I can even get up in there. They're mounted way up. Way up. There we go. Way up in there. This is just over the DPF, the rear of the DPF. This is from the back looking towards the front of the motor. There's stuff up in there pretty good. This is a horn blaster setup that I had to disassemble to actually get up in there. But they've been in there for several years now and have done really, really well. Don't really have any issues with heat. There is a heat shield protecting, if you can kind of see it, kind of right in there. There's a heat shield that kind of protects them. Don't really ever have any issues. They work when they're supposed to work and get the attention they need when they need them. So we're inside the truck. I wanted to give you a quick glance at the controller for the airlift wireless air compressor. Again, this is let me pull this down here, but what you're looking at is a just a wireless controller, and this is the reason I went with the airlift, just because you can literally turn it on. It's again, that says P1 there in the bottom corner. I don't know if you can quite see that. That's our preset 1. We can go to that would be the 1 dot right there. The second dot would be preset 2. I said it's going to apply preset 2. What it'll do, it'll start ramping up the bags, kick the compressor on, get that up to the 20 pounds. If you press and hold, or you press 1 and 2 together, oh, that didn't quite work out. See if I can do this with the, here we go, let's see. There, it says apply setting 3. I have it 58. Like I said, I need to change that. I've been running it closer to 60, between 60 and 62, but again, those are the presets. You hit 1 again, applies preset 1, goes back down to our minimum setting of 5 psi for the airbags. But what I have is I have the that controller, or excuse me, the compressor wired up to auxiliary 6. That is going to be, I believe, a 40 amp continuous on-off or continuous power. I believe 1 through 4 are going to be only powered on with the ignition, and I believe they're 20 amp circuits. 5 and 6 can be used anytime, the key on or off, and those are 40 amps. So we wanted to, since that's going to draw a little bit more power, we use the auxiliary 5 and 6 for both of our compressors on the truck, and we use number 6 for the power to the compressor back there. So what I'll do is I'll kick that on, come over here, push my button, turn it on. I can go to preset 2, like I showed you all a while ago. I don't know if you can hear that, but the air compressor is running. We'll jump out of the truck here in just a second and show you how that works, and show you how it also releases the pressure. All right, guys, we're back under the truck. Again, just ahead of the passenger side rear wheel. I want to give you a quick demonstration of how this works. So we're going to go from the minimum of 5 psi on our P1 setting to our 20, which is our number 2. You can hear the compressor building pressure. It'll cut off once it reaches the 20 pounds. Again, that's applying that to the Firestone 5000s in the back. You heard it cut off. We'll come back up here. We'll take it back from P2 to P1, which is the 5 pounds. You'll hear it release. Back down to 5 pounds. It shut back off. Our indication shows 5 pounds, and again, we're back to running for empty loads. We're back in the truck after that little quick demonstration of the air compressor outside. Again, I have that on the auxiliary 6, so we can kick that off. As you can see, it had power with the key off, and so does auxiliary 5. That's going to be our second compressor that we have hooked up to the train horns. I do also have an auxiliary jack at the rear bumper that we can tie into. Would supply upwards of 150 pounds of pressure. We'll show you that here in just a second. I'll jump out right here, come around to the back, show you that, sorry, I got some stuff in here in the back. I really didn't want to mount this like this, but that's kind of what we're dealing with there. It's a horn blaster setup. It's worked really well. I've had it for, I don't know, maybe 2.5 years, something like that. It does a pretty good job. But I want to go ahead and show you the, I put an air chuck right there at the rear bumper, just to give us flexibility in case we needed to need onboard air for airing up a tire or doing whatever we need. Now, it's not going to have a ton of capacity just because that is a pretty small tank for the compressor, but I've thought about adding another 2.5 3 gallon tank just for capacity. But in a pinch, at least you have some kind of air. What you're going to see right here next to you too also is that is a manual Schrader valve for the airbags. That is, again, these are two separate systems. The kind of train horn and onboard air, and then the airlift and Firestone airbag setup I have right there. Just in case for some reason my compressor decides to not work, I want to still have the ability, if I'm on the road, to pump that system up and use my airbags. Obviously I can deflate it manually, and you'll see right here I just got a little, I'll leave this on here just so I always have one in case I ever need to pull that valve out of there. But you can see, and if for some reason I get in a real pickle, don't have that air compressor for the airbags, I can literally put a air hose right here, pump that one right back up to what desired pressure, whatever I need, just put my gauge on it, and I'll be back in business until I can make repairs or whatever changes I need to get the air compressor up and running for the airbags. So just thought I'd share that real quick. I tried to come up with the best location I could, but I really need to paint those black where it'd blend in a little bit better, but it'd probably look a little bit nicer. But anyway, just thought I'd share that real quick. All right, guys, the next thing we did was put I believe it's a Rough Country 1-inch puck in the front end. I just wanted to get some of the rake that was in the this truck out. It's a little bit more pronounced being a long bed. So I just want to go with a 1-inch. Didn't want to get too crazy with it because, like I said, when you put that 2,600 pounds of hitch weight or pin weight on the fifth wheel of the truck, it does want to set it down a little bit. Obviously, we can adjust that with the airbags, but you know, the truck doesn't run with the fifth wheel, you know, 95% of the time. So I do like it to look good. Got the front end up just a little bit, leveled it out a little bit. It's still got a little rake towards the front, but it's not bad. But I think for a 2020, she's still looking pretty sharp. She's got 111,000 miles on it at this point. Still in really good shape. Been really happy with it. We're pleased with it. No reason to really buy a new one, especially with the prices that they cost nowadays. I got this one right when right in the middle of COVID, I guess, before inventories got depleted and they went crazy with the pricing. So you ain't gonna get one for this price right now. So anyway, just want to kind of share that, give you a couple little camera shots. The next thing is a cosmetic mod that we did. It was a gift from my oldest daughter. These are the Morimoto switchbacks. They look pretty good. They kind of blend in with the black. I don't care for the all white mirror. Some people paint these all white. I'm not a big fan of that, especially with all the rock chips and stuff you pick up. But we'll give you a little demonstration of how these things work. The switchbacks are yellow and white, so you can see how they kind of work. They got that kind of a sequential look when you got the turn signal on. Kind of gives you a neat little look. We also went with a little shorty antenna. I had the stock one on here, but every time I go through the car wash, it would break it. I replaced 2 or 3 of the little antenna base. It's got 3 little bolts down in there. This is kind of more of a rubberized one. It flexes. I haven't broke one since. Been really happy with that. Not having to go replace one of those every few months. But threw some black FX Force things on here right after I got the truck. A couple little shots of it. Real happy with the look. Again, if I had an unlimited budget, there would be quite a few more things I would do. I would like to get the amp steps. One thing I did do with these is I pulled the, I got some brackets off an F-150 crew cab. These steps are the exact same step, but the Super Duty uses a longer bracket. Basically, it looks almost exactly the same as the bracket. It's just a couple inches longer, which makes these hang down lower. Not a real fan of that. It just looks a little goofy. Those brackets tuck it up in there a little bit better. If I could get my hands on a set of black ones, I would swap them out for black ones. But ultimately, I think we're going to put some of the amp steps on here, make it a little bit easier for some of the in-laws, my mom, them kind of people to get up in there a little easier. This truck, you know, it doesn't sit on the ground like some of my other ones have in the past, and they find it a little bit more difficult to get in. But we also went with the headlights and the fog lights. Those are aftermarket LEDs. People flash me all the time. I don't understand it's bright, but I think it has more to do with the fact that they think that I have since both of these burn at the same time. They think I have my brights on, when in fact the peasant model, which is the non-LED factory version, is designed to run off both of those. So it looks like you have your high beams on all the time. And I used to get flashed well before I ever put the LEDs in there, because people thought they were on all the time. So again, we got all that. Again, set that truck up so that we could haul our Forest River Sandpiper 377 FLIK. It's 40 foot, and I think it's about 40 foot 6 inches, somewhere in there. 5 slide, tandem axle. You know, she's not the heaviest thing on the street. She's not like a toy hauler would be, where it'd be a triple axle with the garage, but she's pretty good size. Takes up a little bit of real estate on the road, but that truck right there handles every bit of it. Again, with the addition of the airbags, the adjustability with the wireless air compressor, that right there allows you to dial it in based on road conditions. If the roads are you know, pretty rough, you can soften the ride up a little bit if you need to, lower the air pressure in the bags just simply by pushing a couple buttons from the driver's seat, not having to get out and manually do it if you don't have an air compressor. Or if you do have an air compressor, dealing with, you know, a switch and looking at an air gauge and all that, trying to go down the road. Sometimes those are not the most easiest thing to mount. I did that in my F-150. I had a set of airbags on it because I had a bumper pull trailer at the time. I mounted it in the console, out of the way. I don't like that stuff to be kind of real visible, real kind of gaudy looking. I just kind of like it slick, clean, out of the way. It was nice, but it's not as nice as having just a simple app on your phone or the remote control up there to take care of any air adjustments. So this is our tow rig. This is our big fifth wheel. We enjoy getting out on the road, taking the family out, camping, going here, seeing different things, new experiences, all that kind of stuff. We hope that you guys are liking kind of what we're throwing out there. We appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions about anything you're seeing, by all means, throw it in the comments. I will do my best to respond to everybody, answer any question I possibly can. If you're needing part numbers and all that, we're going to try to link that in the description of all the stuff that we're using. I can't 100% guarantee, but if it's not there, again, post up. I will try to do my best to get to those as soon as possible. But man, we can't thank you guys enough. I think we're up to 42, 43 subscribers in a very short period of time. You know, that's pretty good progress. We appreciate every one of you guys, and it takes every one of you guys, you know, liking and sharing if you can. If you got people that are doing the same thing we're doing, go ahead and share that. Share that with them. Maybe there's something that they're looking for, something that they can use to help better their setups. When you're pulling something this big, going down the road, you need to have the right setup. I tell people all the time that are kind of getting into the RVing, camping kind of deal. If you have the right setup on your car or truck, more than likely truck, if you have the right setup, tow day or travel day is a breeze, unless you have some type of major malfunction. Having the right setup is a difference between white knuckling it, going down the highway for however long your trip is. I think the longest one we've been on right now is probably about 7 hours. You can white knuckle it all the way there and pray to God that you make it without getting blown all over the road, or you can go ahead and set your stuff up the right way, use the right products, do it the right way, don't halfway do it, and you can arrive safely, you know, without any kind of major issues, and just enjoy your trip. I talk to a lot of people that just really hate travel day, and you know, and I attribute some of that to them not having their stuff set up properly. I believe we've done that. I feel 100% confident in the truck's ability, my ability, and what we have going on. So, like I said, guys, if you ain't subscribed, let's go ahead and do that. We appreciate every one of y'all. Again, we're going to be coming out with some more videos with the truck stuff, possibly some trailer stuff. Let me know if y'all like trailer content. Been doing the RVing thing for probably about, I don't know, 15 years or so. So let me know if that's interesting to you. We can throw some more of that stuff in there. We're going to be getting ready to go camping to Fredericksburg, Texas, in the hill country. We go there quite a bit. We could throw some content out there if you'd like. Again, appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Catch us on the next one. Y'all have a good one.